My dear brothers and sisters, at some point in life, something shifts, subtly yet irrevocably. The hobbies that once lit your soul aflame, they no longer spark joy. The friends you laughed with for hours, now conversations feel strained, distant. The dreams you chased, success, recognition, comfort, suddenly taste hollow, like ashes on your tongue, and the life you once called normal now feels meaningless. You lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling, whispering, "What's happening to me? Am I losing myself?" Scene transition. A close-up of a Quran open on a wooden table, sunlight filtering through a window. Narrator, let me reassure you, this is not a disease, this is divine surgery, a spiritual awakening, a sacred invitation from Allah Himself. The more your faith deepens, the more your soul pierces through the veils of this world's illusions. You begin to see clearly the rat race for money, the obsession with status, the endless chasing of desires. None of it matters. Allah says in the Quran, "What is the life of this world except the enjoyment of delusion?" Quran 3:185. Scene transition. A person walking alone through a bustling city, the noise fading into silence as they pause in reflection. Narrator, but here's what no one prepares you for. Awakening isn't all peace and epiphanies. It comes with side effects, spiritual growing pains that leave you disoriented, even afraid. And if you don't recognize them, you might mistake this sacred transformation for a crisis. So today we'll unravel the 5 spiritual side effects of elevated faith, so you can walk this path with clarity, courage, and the unshakable certainty that Allah is reshaping you for greatness. Side effect 1. The world feels like a stranger's house. And that's a sign of divine clarity scene. A time-lapse of a crowded marketplace, people rushing past as the camera focuses on a solitary figure sitting quietly, observing. Narrator, the first sign? You feel like a foreigner in a land you once called home. The shows you binge-watched for hours, now they feel trivial. The gossip-filled chats you loved, now they drain your soul. Even the ambitions you once swore by, promotions, luxury cars, Instagram likes, they leave you asking, is this all there is? Scene transition. A heart visualized as a glowing orb, drifting away from earthly anchors toward a light. Narrator, gentler, this, dear believer, isn't confusion, it's clarity. Your heart is detaching from the dunya because it's bonding with its creator. The Prophet said, "The world is a prison for the believer and a paradise for the disbeliever." Sahih Muslim. Ponder this. A prisoner doesn't decorate their cell, they long for freedom. Similarly, when your soul tastes the sweetness of Iman, the dunya's glitter fades. Scene transition. A person donating clothes to the needy, their face radiant with contentment. Narrator, on your part, you might wrestle with guilt. Why can't I enjoy life like everyone else? But realize, Allah is upgrading your heart's desires. What you're feeling is the death of mediocrity and the birth of purpose. Allah says, "And whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed, he will have a depressed life." Quran 2124. You're not depressed, you're awake. The depression is in those sprinting toward mirages, blind to the eternal. Side effect, number 2, relationships shift, and Allah is protecting your light scene. A group of friends laughing at a cafe. One person sits silently, smiling politely, but inwardly detached. Narrator, here's a painful truth. As your faith glows brighter, some shadows will flee. Friends you've known for years suddenly feel off. Family members mock your newfound seriousness. Even your spouse might say, "You've changed." Scene transition. A seedling pushing through cracked soil, symbolizing growth. Narrator, firmly, this isn't rejection, it's protection. Allah removes what no longer serves your soul's journey. The Quran warns, "And do not let the worldly life delude you, nor let the chief deceiver, Satan, deceive you about Allah. Quran 31:33. Those who distract you from Allah aren't friends, they're tests in human form. Scene transition. A person praying in a mosque, surrounded by new companions, sharing a sincere smile. Narrator. On your part, you may mourn these losses deeply, but trust this divine exchange. Allah replaces the quantity of your connections with quality. The Prophet said, "A person is upon the religion of their close friend, so let each of you look carefully at whom they befriend." Sunan Abu Dawud. When Allah takes away companions who fuel your ego, He gifts you those who reflect your soul. Side effect. Number 3. The arrogance trap. When self-love becomes self-worship scene, a person admires their reflection in a mirror, which suddenly cracks, revealing darkness beneath. Narrator. Here's a hidden danger. Spiritual growth can intoxicate the ego. You start thinking, I pray more than them, I'm more knowledgeable. Why can't they see the truth? Beware, this isn't confidence, it's Iblis's arrogance in disguise. Scene transition. Animation of Iblis refusing to bow to Adam, his face twisted in pride. Narrator. Allah recounts Iblis's fatal flaw. He refused and was arrogant and became among the disbelievers. Quran 2:34. Iblis knew Allah was Lord. His sin wasn't disbelief, but pride. Similarly, you might mistake Allah's gifts, knowledge, piety, as your own achievements. Scene transition. A person humbly wiping tears during sujood, whispering gratitude. Narrator. On your part, check your heart daily. Am I judging others or inspiring them? Do I pray to be seen or to connect? True confidence is knowing your worth comes solely from being Allah's servant. The Prophet said, "No one will enter paradise with a speck of arrogance in their heart." Sahih Muslim. Pride isn't just a sin, it's spiritual suicide. Side effect number 4, your eyes open to hidden poisons. And it's lonely scene, a person scrolling social media, then recoiling as posts morph into snakes and flames. Narrator. As faith sharpens your vision, you'll see toxins everywhere. The Netflix show promoting zina, the harmless gossip corroding sisterhood, the music pumping hatred into your subconscious. Suddenly you realize, I used to consume this poison daily. Scene transition. A bird escaping a cage, soaring over mountains. Narrator. Urgently. This is Allah's mercy. He's breaking your chains. The Quran reveals, it is not the eyes that go blind, but the hearts within the chests. Quran 22:46. Once your heart sees, you can't unsee. But here's the challenge. You'll feel isolated. While others binge haram, you're left asking, is it wrong to want purity? Scene transition. A family dinner where alcohol is served. The believer politely declines, facing awkward stares. Narrator. On your part, stand firm. Allah doesn't test you with what you can't endure. Every no to dunya is a yes to His pleasure. And remember, Allah is with the patient. Quran 2:153. Side effect number 5. Trials intensify because Allah is forging you into a warrior scene. A person standing in heavy rain, head raised toward the sky, hands supplicating. Narrator. Finally, brace yourself. The stronger your faith, the fiercer the tests. You thought coming closer to Allah meant tranquility. It means storms, because diamonds are forged under pressure. Scene transition. Blacksmith hammering glowing metal, sparks flying. Narrator. Passionately. The Prophet said, the most severely tested people are the prophets, then the next best, then the next. Sunan Ibn Majah. Why? Because Allah doesn't waste tests on dead hearts. Your trials are evidence He's investing in you. Scene transition. A mother wiping tears as she prays for her sick child, her faith unshaken. Narrator. On your part, reframe your pain. This hardship isn't punishment, it's promotion. When Allah tested Yunus, as in the whale's belly, He elevated his rank for eternity. When He let Yusuf, as rot in a well, He destined him for a throne. Your tests, they're your ticket to a similar legacy. Closing scene, a panoramic view of a lush paradise, rivers flowing, with the words, "Your true home awaits." Narrator, softly, with emotion, "My dear brothers and sisters, this journey isn't easy. You'll mourn the old you, the old life, the old comforts, but trust Allah's scalpel. He only cuts to heal. Every disconnection, every lost friend, every trial, they're stripping away the false to reveal the real you, the believer destined for Jannah." Final dua, text on screen with soothing background music. Ya Allah, guide me, purify me, and make me among those who return to you whole.